Hello, my name is Chris Godber and I am offering online lessons in coding for beginners to intermediate level. I have experience teaching in person and online. I taught for 2 years teaching English in Russia, where I ran group sessions and also one-to-one lessons, combining traditional teaching methods with digital ways of teaching. During my time in Russia, where I taught English for 2 years, I ran group sessions teaching the fundamentals of English learning, as well as running interactive fiction design workshops which combined code and English learning and comprehension. I have a background of 10 years in industry where I worked as both a front-end developer and in the WebXR industry, working primarily with JavaScript programming language as well as React and Node.js. I will adapt the teaching framework based on ability, everything from beginners to people who maybe possibly have already experimented a bit. As I said, my approach will be project-based, so I'll have an initial session where I will determine the level of the learner and adapt. Together we'll come up with an idea for a project that we can use as a way to create something, whether it be a simple website or so it's applied coding basically, which is more or less in line with what you actually do on the job. Usually in coding you are given a problem or a name, and you have to use code as a way to develop a solution. So my teaching methods reflect this reality basically of what you do. So fundamentally we'll be learning about the fundamentals first of web design, because you can't really do anything in web design and web development without first knowing the fundamentals. We'll be concentrating mostly, of course, on the front end. So this is HTML, hypertext markup language, CSS for presentation layer, which is cascading style sheets, and also JavaScript for developing functionality. Now, of course, this is a huge area, so there's many different directions you can take it. But if somebody wants to concentrate on learning about developing web layouts, then we can also explore that. And if somebody wants to concentrate on the programming aspect, RE JavaScript, then also we can concentrate on that as well. And our projects that we will agree to try and create will be based on the learner's requirements and what they actually want to achieve from learning about code. So I tend to take a creative approach. So we could create something as simple as a website front end, for example, which displays information. It could just be an informational site, which will give learners the fundamentals, like I said, of HTML, CSS, with maybe some JavaScript for client-side functionality. But also, if I have a learner who wants to learn a bit about game development and design in JavaScript using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then we can also explore that. I have a lot of background doing that. I've done that for the last 5 years, creating hobby-based projects on my YouTube channel. So yeah, get in touch if you want a tutor who will approach teaching you coding in a creative way and will meet you halfway in terms of like what your aims are. And I will try and assess where you're at already by talking to you initially and just determining your level of knowledge. And then from there we will create a project idea, which I will then work with collaboratively with you to fill the gaps in your knowledge, as well as delivering presentations on the fundamentals of, like I said, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For intermediate learners, there is also the ability the option to explore a library like React, as well as exploring Node.js or an Express even, potentially if somebody has that requirement. So get in touch on here and I'll respond back to you with my availability. I hope that makes sense. I've been Chris, and my hourly rate is £25 an hour, so it's fairly reasonable. And yeah, get in touch if that sounds of interest, and I'll respond back to you as soon as I can. All right, bye.